I'm sure you would have been wondering, how do I know the kind of man that I need to marry? How will I know the heart of man? Remember, the Bible even says that the heart of man, who can know it? So you are wondering, how do I get this particular person that would be so loving to me and be everything I dreamt of without missing out and having any heartbreak? By the way, if you have ever had an heartbreak before and you're trying to heal, I'll leave in the description below where you can learn the 5 things I taught that can get you out of heartbreak. If you have any friend who has heartbreak, you can forward the video to the person, male or female, to heal up quickly and get better. But in this video, I want to tell you that there is what we call data, which is what the whole world runs on. The whole world is on auto run based on how the nature and God created this world. So if you want a particular kind of man, there is a way you can go about getting that exact man. But you need to know what you are looking for before you can get it. If also you are looking for a particular lady to date and marry, there is a particular trait that is universal that you can look at, and you can use that to track down who you date or not. Most of the time, especially in Africa, we delay and put these things to the heart of spiritual fathers, and it's very wrong. If you have to get married, it is your choice to make, not your spiritual father. It is to be made with your 2 eyes open, not in the spirit. And I'm telling you, guaranteed, that is how it is. There will be no space for prayers if all you do is to pray about who you marry, and then the Spirit of God, like you claim, tells you who to marry, and then you marry and then everything is blissful. No, it doesn't work like that. Even if the Spirit of God tells you this person is good, you are still going to have your tribulations. You are still going to have your challenges. Jesus came to the world, he had his challenges. He had to run from his hometown to Egypt. Simply why? Because somebody wanted to kill him. So stop relying so much, especially when it comes to marriage. Don't put it 100% on spirit. Open your eye and choose someone who at least have the characteristics and charisma of what you want. Number 1, there are different types of men. There are men who are uncertain. When you are friends with this kind of men, before you go into marriage with them or date them, run away from those kind of men. When I say uncertain, in other words, you can call those kind of men mommy's men, mommy's boy, mommy's pet, whatever name you want to give. Meaning, they are uncertain, they are never sure of anything. If they want to eat, they have to confirm, should I eat? If they want to go out, mommy, can I go out? If they need anything, they can't figure it out, they have to ask friends. When you see these traits in a man and you cannot cope with it, don't go ahead because you think men are scarce. You will eventually get divorced. So there is no point getting happy in 2021 and divorcing in 2023. And sometimes you will say, God forbid. God will forbid it, but then it will still happen. Remember, when the Israelites, they were to enter Canaan, all of a sudden, the Israelites started complaining because the people they sent in to check out if they can win those big guys that are giants there, they brought in reports that they are big. They were going to just step on us and kill us. They started whining. God got angry. God said, none of you that are whining here will enter that Canaan. Moses was their prophet. He begged on their behalf. He cried. I remember Joshua tore his clothes, according to the Bible. And then, all of a sudden, God responded. He said, okay, I've heard your cry. You have begged me that I should forgive them. I've forgiven them. But still, none of them will enter this Canaan. So God forgave, but still insisted for them to nag me, they won't enter. So you can say, God forbid, it will still happen. Why? You are not following the principle of nature. Let me tell you clearly. When you see a man who does not operate by himself, who depends on everybody to tell him what to do, you are going to have issues with him unless your own nature can cope with that nature. That is the number 1 type of man. Number 2 type of man is the possessive man. There are some men, if you are too beautiful, when they wanted to date you and marry you, you are pretty. But as soon as you get to their house, even when you are dating, all of a sudden they are saying, why are you wearing makeup? Where are you going to? It's 10 a.m. in the morning. You say, yeah, I just want to look good in the house. And he says, oh, are you sure? In his mind, maybe you are seeing someone. In his mind, maybe there is one man at the side of your house you are tripping for. In his mind, they are possessive. They are very jealous. They can't allow you go out. If you say, I want to go and see my friend, he says, no. Oh, I want to go to my mom. No. And you ask, why are you saying no? He says, because I'm not available to take you there. You say, I can enter public transport. You say, no. Because he doesn't want another man to see you. It's possessive. Hallucination. If you marry or date that kind of man, he's going to slap you one day. Why? You are going to one day get tired of being caged or being overly possessive over. He won't allow you walk, even if you have a PhD in any course. Even if they came to your house to beg you with a job, he will say no. By the way, he may not even have enough money to cater for the house. He will still say no. Because why? He is possessive. He feels unsafe that somebody is going to take you away. If you date that kind of man, if you marry that kind of man, you are simply living in Oyo State in Ibadan. What that means is, OYO, you are in Oyo. Don't ever keep up with that kind of man unless you can cope. Evaluate it. You know why I'm telling you this is I don't want you to be heartbroken. And that was why I told you in the beginning, if you're heartbroken or you have heartbreak issues, go to that link in the description so you can see what you can do to fix that. But going forward, you don't want to also be heartbroken again. Don't date anyone who does not resonate with you. That's number 2. Number 3 are what I call the pest kind of man. Pest. You know what pest does? When they leave you to blossom, they come and eat you up. That's a pest. All of a sudden, a man that is grown, maybe you started dating him at 32. All of a sudden, his business is no longer moving. It is the money you have that he wants to take. All of a sudden, food is no longer available, he's broke. It's the money you have that he wants to take. All of a sudden, it's your car. His car is broken down. It's your car that he wants to ride. All in the space of a month. He's forming love for you and he's taking out everything. They are pests. That's not the kind of man you want to hang around with. Don't let love blind you. Like I always say, love is good, but it is also very dangerous. Samson died, got destroyed because of love. And I'm sure you have seen Titanic as well. I think it's Jack or something. That also is a valuable example of love. But Jesus also even died because he loved the world so much. God gave his only begotten son because he loved the world so much. So love is almost synonymous to danger, but you don't know. So whoever you give your love to, be cautious before you enter that danger. It's going to bring danger, but it can be calculated danger and danger that can bring you to greatness. Some people have given their love to their boyfriends, fiancés that later turned to husbands, and that made their whole life blissful and successful. By the way, I'm going to get to the kind of man you are going to date. I'm still telling you those ones you should avoid, and then I would get to those ones you can date and what you can see. Okay, make sure you give your love to someone who will not put you in perpetual danger and destroy you. Put yourself under someone that can nurture you. The 4th one now is what I call the non-existence kind of man. They live to whom it may concern. They live to whom it may concern. And what does that mean? It simply means they are liars, they are adulterers, they call them the playboys. They just live. They are spendthrift. You can go to a bar one day and finish all the money. They don't care. They just want to live today. After today, tomorrow will come and cater for itself. They don't plan. If you say this is January, what are we doing this year? Nothing. Absolute nothing. Why? There's no plan. You just want to live today. He was going to tell you, don't worry. Don't worry. They've been praying for me. My prophet says I'm going to get a contract of 10 billion. Then I'll take it to Dubai, buy you Ferrari. It's going to be promising you. They have sweet mouths. That's playboy. And they are going to be heavy in drinking, heavy in adultery. If you marry that kind of man, you'll be married, but you will not have peace. Why? Can you imagine a man, series of girlfriends or girlfriends? It's going to be too much for you. And like I always say, it's sometimes better you're single than getting married to an adulterer. Because 1, it can destroy you. 2, you can even get angry and destroy things. Right? So you have to watch that space. Any man who does not have a plan, you have been dating for 3 years, No single plan. It's just telling you, I don't have money, I don't have money. As if it is only money that marriage entails. That's not the only thing. At least have a plan. Even if you don't have money to carry it out, Nigeria does budgeting. And they will tell you, we don't even know how to fund this budget. But at least let's do the budget. We already know what we want. Then we'll look for how we get it. That's a plan. That's a plan. Now, that's the fourth. Those kind of men, avoid them. Now, let me tell you the man you should hang around the more. The man you can fight for as a lady. They are what they call the cultivators. What a cultivator does is simple. They are there to paddle you up to the best of your version. By the way, you are their helper, but they create enough room for you to help them and you become a blessing while you are helping them. That's the kind of man you want to date. They give you space to operate. They listen to you. When you are talking to them, they can actually have a conversation. They become your friend. They become your friend. I'm not saying they won't have excesses. I'm not saying there are times we are all human beings. They can behave as a human being. But largely, they are sorry when they make a mistake. They don't slip out, like sleeping out. They cherish you. I'm not saying they are buying gifts for you, because most ladies have that problem. It's the one that is buying you gifts that you think is in love with you. But this one that has a plan, the one that is putting you in the plan, asking you questions about his life, about his future, those are the ones you can really stay with. Because what? You are his garden, and is going to cultivate you till you become good. Today may not look like it. Don't make that mistake. Today may not look like this, because when you start on a farm, you suddenly just don't start the farm today and it grows tomorrow. No, it takes time. Sometimes weed will come, you cut it out. Sometimes you have to stop in case of yam before it goes out. Those are things you do to make sure that you get to your promised land, while you also help him to get to his promised land. That's the kind of man you can marry. And if by the way you are still struggling with how you can help your man you don't know, it's very easy for you to learn these things. If you don't learn them, you are going to be walking to whom it may concern, which by the way may not be good for you. So what do? Go to the description below. There is a video I made tailored for you on this, where you can know the 7 ways you can support your man. Most of the time when there is an issue between a man and a woman, husband and wife, the man is going to say things that are bad. Things like, what's even your worth? What have you been doing for me? Things like that infuriate the woman. Like, after all I've done for you, all of a sudden, the man you've been doing everything for doesn't see it. But should I tell you why? The man expects certain things from you. You are giving certain things. What you are giving, he doesn't see as value. So at the end of the day, you are really giving value, to be very frank, but he's not seeing it. It's like you go to the market to look for a particular product, you didn't buy it, and then you come back home to return the money to the person who sent you to buy that product. That person will never appreciate what you've done in roaming the whole street of the market and buying nothing. But even if you did not go to the market and somebody brought it home, he's going to say thank you to you much, much better, because you got him the product. So you are servicing your husband and relationship with values that are not needed. That is the problem. You need to learn the value that men see as values. I'm a man. I'm married for years. You can learn that from me. 7 of it. Go to the description below, you will see it. Those things you can implement in your life, in your marriage, and see how valuable you become to your husband. See how valuable you become. I'm not saying those ones you are doing is not bad, but then just like YouTube that you are watching, there are what the algorithm likes, that is what I like. If I want this YouTube page to blow up, then I have to do what the algorithm like. But I'm insisting on doing what I like, and the YouTube page is just like this. Please subscribe to this channel. Help me grow and reach out to more people. Subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you do that for me, the algorithm will see that I'm saying something important. If you find value in this, subscribe to this channel for more, because every day I put out a video like this to help your relationship and marriage. It is my utmost interest that your marriage is successful and your marriage is a talk of town in terms of positivity and the kind of blessings that stream out of it from you to your children. My name is Blessing Kolawole. This is Family Series. I'll see you in some other videos.